What is guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to take a look at the Datamine new sync pairs being Gassett and Kiram, Nessa and Dreadnought, B and Surfetch, Reinhardt and Durandon or Duradon, depends on how we say it. So we have 4 sync pairs to cover through, and I've quickly taken a look at it already before I start recording, and I would say these Datamine sync pairs are really decent without looking at the sync grids, or if you're just caring about 1 out of 5. And besides looking at the moves, I would also talk about a bit of a history of some of these Pokemon and some of these characters as well if I can. And this is not prepared, this is not pre-prepared. I'm just talking this through my brain or through my mind, and I'll be doing some simple research when I need with my Pokedex from Pokemon Showdown. So without further ado, let's begin and take a look at Getson. Getson being a Ice Unova villain in Cape Tech. It's an Ice type obviously, and its weakness is Steel. So without looking at the moves, you guys know that Ice types are really lacking in the game. So having a new Ice type sync pair would really help out, especially against the Golbat from Kanto with Chandelure's Chantal's Drift Bloom, and we also have Koga's Crobat. And the thing is, speed drop. Speed drop is very important, especially run along now, lowering its speed, and also Crobat actually also raising its speed as well. So as you can see, the first move being Glaciate, 155 to 186, accuracy is 95, and it targets all opponents and lowers the target speed. And as you know that Glaciate is actually a weak move in the main series. Glaciate is only a base 65 power move back in the main series, but now it's powered up to 155 or 186, which is busted obviously, and it's a bit like Icy Wind, but it's way stronger. So you can treat this as a Icy Wind but stronger. Noble Roar. Noble Roar has a history of being really good actually back in VGC, but not used too often because we have better moves like Charm, Fake Tears, all of those things. So Noble Roar, 2 gauge, lowers the target's attack and special attack. Lower means 1 stage. So -1 attack, -1 special attack can be really good, can be really bad depending on the sync pairs you have. Like Snarl lowers everyone's special attack, lowers everyone's attack. Charm, Ripper effect, lowers everyone's attack, lowers everyone's special defense, and you have all those things. So it really depends on what sync pair you have to determine if Noble Roar is good or not. Dragon Breath, moderate chance to leave the target paralyzed. That's fine, not something too special. And Dragon Breath is actually a 60 base in the main series, but now it's 42 to 50, which is a bit lowered. Which is weird. I don't know why they have to make this a training move name. Raises the user's critical hit rate, raises the user's special attack by 1 to 3 stages based on how low the HP is. It's a bit like Brendan, but with HP, which is okay, not too bad. And absolute 0 Glaciate. The more target speed has been lowered, the greater the power of this move. It's a bit like Champion Iris. No, it's a bit like Phantom Serena, which I actually don't like Phantom Serena because of its lowering speed playstyle. But like, if you guys don't have an Ice type sync pair, Getsus can be really good against Ice types, Ice weakness sync pairs. But if not, Getsus is actually not the best. But it's only good against Ice types or maybe Dragon types. Look at its speed, and I'm gonna open up a Kiram. Kiram in the main series is base 660, and attack and special attack is all the way to the roof, being 130, next big HP being 125 base, speed is 95, and the rest is defense being 90 and special defense being 90. So as you can see at this spread, it's actually a bit similar besides of HP. Attack and special attack being the highest, and then defense and special defense being the lowest, speed being the second highest or the second lowest, which is very similar to the Kiram stat spread, which is kind of good. But Kiram has one big problem back in VGC and back in Gen 5. And since it's not Black Kiram or White Kiram, defense is really lacking. Defense really lacking, which means it can faint really easy, which is something that you have to think about when using Kiram. For example, if you're acting as Golbat or Crobat, Drift Bloom, give yourself X special defense Saw with Elio or with Misty. So Getsus can survive a bit longer, which is better. Passives, Hunter's Instinct. the more the target speed is lower, the more powers up moves. Basically the same as this, which is okay because it can lower the speed. Anti-freeze garbage basically. So I think that's it for Guess It and Cure. I think that if your opponent's with ice, this Sing Pair can really shine. And when you don't have like Snarl or like Charm, Guesses and Cure using Noble Roar can also help out a lot. So yeah, I think this is a solid B, not A, like it's not the best, but I think Guesses is kind of good if you use him correctly, and especially against ice weakness stages. So next we're gonna take a look at some gym leaders from Gator. Next we have Nessa and Dreadnought. And Nessa and Dreadnought has one very special thing, is Dreadnought has two different genders for Nessa. I think the one in the gym is like female, and the one in the gym is male, and the one back in the one in stadium is female. But anyway, that's not too important. And we have this one is, I think it's Hober Stadium. Well, let's take a look at the moves. Water attack, Gator attack, Gym Leader attack, and Artistic stack. Raise a Shell, good chance of lowering the target's defense. It's good because this guy or Nessa is basically using physical attacks, which is good. Raise a Shell, let's take a look at Raise a Shell. Raise a Shell has a base 75 in the main series and a 90% accuracy rate, which is boosted in the game, which is good. Good chance is a 50% is a 50%. Jaw Lock. 140 to 168 applies the restraint effect to the target and the user. Restraint effect is same as Spirit Shackle from the Sidrai and Selena, I don't know how to say that word. Jaw Lock is a dark type move, and in the main series, Jaw Lock is actually base 80 and has a 100% accuracy rate, which in here is way boosted, which is good. And it's a physical attacker. Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is a very garbage move and basically is lowering your speed by 1 stage when hit by the Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is base 60 and 95% accuracy back in the main series, but now it's only 39 and 46, so it's a bit lower than usual. Lowering your speed ain't something too special. We also covered Getsus having Glaciate or Palatine Serena having Cotton Spore, which can lower the speed even easier. Wash them away, self-target. Sharp Eraser uses attack, Razor uses critical hit rate. In addition, drastically raises the user's speed when a raider is rainy. Why rainy? Because Dreadnought has the ability called Swift Swim, which doubles the speed when it's raining. So that explains. And yeah, it's a texting pair and Sweet Grass. The amount of power increases if the target is restrained, which is very similar to the Sidrai. Now let's take a look at the stat spreads of Dreadnought, comparing to the main series and comparing to this. Dreadnought also has a Gigantamax, which I don't think is going to cover up in Gator. No, not covering up in Pasio. Dreadnought having 125 base attack in the main series, defense being the second highest, and HP also being 90, speed 74, such defense is 68, and special attack is 48. So you can see that attack is also being the highest stat besides of HP. Speed defense is being the second highest, and the others are very mediocre. It's really high attack, really takes effect of the Rock Tomb, Jaw Lock, and Razor Shell being a physical attack, which is good. Passives, restrain and power up. Powers up move when it's restrained. Okay, when a move is used by the opponent, lowering stat, lowers the same time for all opposing sync pairs. Kind of weird because like it's only a 50% chance to lower the opposing defense, and I think there are better minus defense attackers like Lear or like Screech. So like Razor Shell, you can aim on 1 and then everyone has -1 defense, or Rock Tomb aim on 1 and -1 speed for all, which is actually not needed. I think they can have a better passive skill instead of Ripple Effect. Restraint Freebie has a moderate good chance of applying a free move next effect to the users when an attack move successful when the user is restrained. Yeah, it's okay. I would say Dreadnought is actually kind of good, having water, rock, and dark coverage, especially if you're lacking Grimsby, Karen, and like Obstagoon, Volto. These dark types, Jawlock can be a really good way to fill up that dark spot. And I really recommend you guys scouting for Nessa if you don't have a dark type. And that's it for Nessa. Next is B, not B, B and Surf Edge. And Surf Edge only has one move, which is not acceptable. Striker, weakness, Psychic, Fighting Strike, Gather Strike, Gym Leader, Bodybuilder, and Sweet Tooth. First, let's take a look at Meteor Assault. Meteor Assault is a fighting type move. In the main series, is 150 base and 100% accuracy. And in the main series, if you need to use this move, you have to recharge for 1 turn. But here, it's a 4-gauge move, is 160 to 192, and no additional attack, which is good. Not bad. X attack, it is what it is. X speed, it is what it is. Hold strong. Sharply raises the user's defense. Raises the user's evasionness, makes the user gradually heal. Like seriously? They could have done better. Like, why do you need to raise your defense? Like, if you're a psychic weak, like for example, Marshall using throw, fairy weakness, because Gloria is a physical attacker using play rough. Jiggly using the play rough, and throw has higher defense. And now you're weak to psychic. So maybe raising the special defense will be better, but I'm not gonna judge here. Raising evasion is always good, and make the user gradually heal is always good. And let's take a look at the stats of Surf Edge as well. Surf Edge in the main series is 507 base, which is above average, and 135 attack base being really outstanding. Defense being 95, special defense being 82, special attack being 68, speed being 65, and that's it. Always the HP doesn't matter with the main series, and comparing to Pasio, attack always being the sharpest, as you can see. What else? Hold on. Yeah, defense is really sucks because I don't know why. Why is the defense so low? Yeah, defense, special defense really sucks. So like, and yeah, I really don't know why defense and special defense really sucks. So it's kind of not balanced if you're comparing this to the main series, which is not good. And if yes, bad defense will mean it cannot stand too many hits, and if you cannot stand too many hits, it means it's not good. Passives. Sharply entry. Sharply raises the user's critical hit rate when the Pokemon enters the battle. Critical strike 3 powers up attacks if they become critical hits. Critical hit rate can be stored. It's really based on a critical hit, which is not ideal. I would say Surf Edge is not good enough to be better than some of the other teammates like Karena, Wally. Those are actually really top fighting types. If we compare like Glade actually has better special defense but slightly lower attack, and when you get a Mega, you actually have higher attack than a Surf Edge. Comparing Lucario to Surf Edge, 110 base attack and then 145 when Mega, which is also higher than Surf Edge, which I actually don't recommend scanning for Surf Edge. Oh well. Raihan and Duraludon or Doradon. Steel Strike, Gather Strike, Gym Leader, what's that word? Gadgeteer? Passion Spirit Strike. Steel type and weak to fighting. Okay, so I want to talk about Duraludon in the VGC and how people use Duraludon as well, because it is a bit important to how you view this Pokemon as well. So Duraludon is really good in the VGC 2019 meta, which is when Sword and Shield comes out, you have no legendaries, you cannot use Zacian, you cannot use Zamazenta, only non-legendary Pokemon, and Duraludon really stood out back in the meta because of its #1 store ability and also its coverage being Steel and Dragon type. Is a bit like Dialga but a bit weaker. As you can see, high special attack is really what is stood out as well. 120 base special attack, 150 defense, can be really bulky and can hit really hard. So that's why the Rhydon is really good and VGC, and I think this will have a similar effect to Pasio as well. Steel Beam, 199 to 238, 95% accuracy. The user takes damage equal to the half of its maximum HP. Damage it taken even if the attack fails. So Steel Beam in the main series is 140. Now it's 199 to 238, which I think is better than Iron Head because Iron Head is like 80 and this is like 140. So, and as you can see, actually there is Steadfast 9. So like it's 50 times 90%. What is 50 times 0? What is 50 times 0.9? So it's 45. So you take like only 5% recoil than the usual 50%, which is so much better, so much better. Dragon Pulse. It is what it is. Rock Slide, it is what it is. I have no words. Like, it's good. And you can see that Steel, Dragon, Rock are some good coverage, especially the lacking of rock types. Like Kukui and Livia is good, but it's still lacking because of the limited rock types. Like there aren't a lot of rock types like T-Tar, Onyx, Roxanne with Probopass, Lycan Rocks, 2 Lycan Rocks, and I think that's basically it, which is not good enough. Top this. Sharply raises the user's critical hit rate, applies the next super effective boost next effect to the user, applies the free move next effect, and makes the user gradually heal itself, lowers the user's special defense, which I also mentioned. Lowering special defense does not matter too much because, hold on. Yeah, actually special defense actually kind of matters to be honest, because it's the lowest stats of all, being 50 base actually. But like, does it matter? You can always get up your special defense back. And the thing is, it's with the fighting, which many fighting types are physical. And if they're physical, which means lowering special defense does not matter too much, which is good. Raising the critical hit rate, applies super effective, free move effect is good as well, which is nice. The Rhydon's stats I already covered, which is not too similar, I would say, because adding Rock Slide to the Rhydon means it's not fully a special attacker, it can be a physical attacker as well. So special attack and attack are actually boosted, and special defense is lowered obviously, and speed is a bit lowered, which is fine, doesn't matter too much. Last but not least, we have passive skills for the Rhydon. Steadfast 9, it's good. Fusion's entry substantially raises the user's attack and special attack when the Pokemon enters the battle. That is so good. Substantially raises, which means +4 if I am not mistaken. +4 attack and +4 special attack, which means this thing can actually strive very quickly without any boost from other allies, which is so good. Head Start 1, -1 sync move countdown, which is good. Raihan just so good based on what I can know here. 3 moves, Steel, Dragon, Rock, good. And I think Raihan is a seeking player that you guys should try and scout for, because he is definitely worth scouting. I don't think B is worth scouting. Nessa is good if you don't have a dark type, and Guess It is free to play, so it doesn't matter if you like it or not. So I think that covers out for today's video, and I hope some of my ideas or suggestions will help you out in choosing who to scout or who not to scout. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. See ya.